this video, we are going to learn how to create an IVR or interactive voice response system menu in GoContact. To create an IVR menu, click on the Voice Manager icon on the left-hand menu bar. Once in the Voice Manager, scroll down to the IVR menu section. Here, the grid displays the name of the current IVRs, the internal extension, the status, whether this menu is active or not, and if we want to edit this IVR, we can click the pen and paper under Action. We can search for a specific IVR using the search tool. The CSV button will let us download the data to be stored in an external location. To add a new IVR, click Add IVR. That will take us to a new page that has an IVR builder on the left and an edit window on the right. To start building our IVR, we're going to click Start Your IVR here. Once we do that, it will open up the options in the edit window on the right, where we can configure the main menu of the IVR. The first step is to assign a name to our IVR, and then we need to assign a 5-digit extension number. This needs to be one that is currently not being used in your domain. We can choose if we want this campaign to be active or not. IVR description describes the purpose of this IVR or where it will be working. Next, we need to set the sounds for our IVR. We have the welcome message, the invalid sound, the retry message, and the timeout sound. Let's create a new welcome message for this IVR. To do so, we'll click on the folder, and we have the option to use a previously uploaded sound. We can upload a new sound, or we can create a new audio file using the text-to-speech feature. Let's create a new welcome message for this IVR using the text-to-speech feature. It's important to note that your welcome message must contain the IVR options for your customer. We'll type in our message here. We can select the language from the dropdown that we want our message to be read in. We can also choose the automated voice to read our message. Once we've configured these settings, we're going to click Create Audio, and we can see that it uploads our MP3 file here. We have the option to rename the audio, delete the audio, or download this audio to an external location. For now, we'll click Save to save it as our welcome message. Now, we also need to assign an invalid sound. This is the sound that will play when a customer makes an invalid selection in the IVR. We need to assign a retry message, which will repeat the available options for the IVR menu, and the timeout sound. The timeout sound is what your client will hear when the specific amount of time has passed to make a selection. Next, we need to select the timeout, which is the length of time in seconds that a customer has to select an option. This can be configured from a minimum of 1 to a maximum of 60 seconds. Timeout retries is the number of opportunities we're going to give our customer to listen to the available option. And lastly, we need to select what's going to happen once our customer has exhausted the timeout opportunity. We can choose to just have the call hang up. We can choose to have the call play a message. We can transfer the caller to an existing extension or IVR. If we choose that option, we'll need to select the IVR or extension we want to send that caller to in the timeout action target. Similarly, if we select transfer to a queue, we'll need to select the available queue we want that caller to be transferred to. Once we've configured this the way we want it, we're going to click Save Settings. On this page, you have a green button that says Options. This is how you're going to configure the options laid out in your welcome message. In our example, we directed our callers to press 1 for customer service, 2 for billing, and 3 for sales. To do that, we're going to click Option here. We'll select Digit Action. And on the left side, we have the opportunity to configure that option. So we told our callers to press 1 to be transferred to the customer service queue. Once we've configured that option, we hit Save Settings. And then to configure our next option, we click Add Option again. Click on Digit, select our option. This is going to be option 2 to transfer to billing, and Save Settings. And our third option was to transfer to sales. Now for this example, let's say our sales has a submenu, meaning that once you click on sales, you have the option to select the salesperson you want to be connected with. So our action here is going to be transfer to a submenu. Once we hit Save Settings, we'll need to configure the submenu just as we did the main IVR. This submenu will be directly linked to the main IVR. We see that the IVR menu name and IVR extension have been auto-populated by GoContact. We need to enter an IVR description so that we know where this IVR is working. We need to attach a welcome message that we're going to give our client with the IVR options for them to select. We need to select an invalid sound, the retry message, the timeout sound, we'll need to set the timeout sounds in seconds from 1 to 60, the number of timeout retries the customer gets, and the action once the timeout maximum has been reached. For our welcome message, I'm just going to select from a previously loaded audio file. And for my timeout action, I'm just going to select hang up. And once I click save, I now need to assign options to the submenu that line up with the submenu's welcome message. So option 2, I click on actions, continue until I've configured my IVR submenu. Once I've configured my IVR submenu, I click on the voice manager icon on the left-hand menu bar. I navigate down to the IVR menu, and I can see my training video IVR that I just created. I can choose to activate or deactivate it here, and I can edit my IVR as well.